When you're in any specialized school setting, it often becomes a very insular community, and these iPads made it immediately possible and accessible for all of my students to go out into the community and interact with people from all walks of life. It was very important. Deploying these iPads to all of my students in the class enabled them to be very collaborative in many ways. You know, there was the group filmmaking, also in the concept or mind mapping in the class. Because the courses that I taught during the first semester, these iPads were deployed, were both either new or revised courses, I was already revamping my curriculum anyway. So it was a perfect opportunity to bring in this new technology. It just was perfect parallel integrated opportunity. This semester, I noticed over the 16 weeks that the dynamic in my class was much different. Students in iPad-enabled classrooms have the opportunity to create and produce their own knowledge with the instructor as the facilitator, rather than the old model of the instructor transmitting these knowledge gems for the students to consume. Of one thing I'm absolutely certain, and that is that the iPad initiative has allowed these first semester students to create works of art and design that they never would have been able to create otherwise. First of all, it enabled them to have ready access to work in new media. And by new media, I mean film, animation, and also just both within the classroom and outside of the classroom. In one device, they have the ability to research, to communicate, to organize information, and actually to produce art. I have never before in a first-year class assigned the production of films or videos because traditionally the students would only have access to 2 or 3 film cameras, and they could only borrow them overnight. With the iPad, they have their own video camera, and they could just go out and film at any time they would like with the iPad access. These students produce some very moving films that I would classify as social commentaries, psychodramas. They were very moving. They would never have produced them otherwise during the first semester of school.